Ruth, can you talk to us about what the Omnitrack team has been working on? And for those listeners who don't know what Omnitrack is, could you give us a quick overview?
Surely, thanks very much for having me on. So Omnitrack is our centralized compliance data collection tool, and it really empowers businesses to streamline their data collection kind of from all the different compliance data that they're collecting. And it allows you to follow up, carry out approvals, and really carry out different reporting processes from one centralized portal inside your business. Omnitrack has unparalleled flexibility and an extremely intuitive interface. And so these together mean that you have complete control over your data and your workflows. And it means that ensuring compliance and efficiency across various industries is really, really easy. Omnitrack, as I said, is 100% customizable. People are often kind of scared when I say that. I'll say, what do you mean 100% customizable? I'm going to say it again. 100% customizable, which means that it can really help you to track, review, manage, and analyze and monitor any compliance task that you have within your organization.
So on top of being 100% customizable, are there specific features inside of Omnitrack that make it unique?
Yes, there are. And as you can see kind of on the top right-hand image there, Omnitrack provides a centralized database with lots of different template best practice workflows. So these can range from kind of GDPR to anti-money laundering, to gifts and hospitality registers, really any type of compliance data collection that you need to be gathering as an organization. We probably do have a template best practice workflow inside of our system. And you're really able to then take our template and go in and customize those best practice workflows to kind of fit in with your organizational needs. And these different workflows are also fully automated, which takes a lot of the burden off your compliance team. Obviously, by automating notifications going out and kind of approvals, it means that you're actually saving manpower when it comes to compliance. An important piece to mention is that we really feel very strongly that compliance software should fit in with your internal processes. Quite often you'll go to a software provider and they'll say, this is our software. You'll need to adjust your internal processes to fit in with the software that we're providing. And we're actually taking the completely opposite approach, saying, come to us, tell us what your internal process is, and we'll make sure that Omnitrack can accommodate your internal workflow.
That sounds great and looks completely and utterly comprehensive. I know that Omnitrack provides multiple compliance solutions, but what were the top Omnitrack solutions that organizations adopted over 2024?
As you mentioned, we do kind of have a library of over 50 different kind of templates, but the top five that we've been kind of working together with our clients to implement in 2024 were anti-money laundering, and that's in essence a client onboarding tool. So when you have new clients that you're adopting, maybe in the banking, accounting, legal, professional services sector, you're able to use our workflow as a workflow tool to actually go through the various entities that are coming in. For example, take a law firm example, you might have a partnership versus an individual versus a corporation, and you'll need to kind of assess from a different perspective each of those entities. So that's what our kind of anti-money laundering onboarding workflow does. In a similar vein, we have a supplier onboarding. Same idea, that in essence, when organizations are onboarding suppliers, there are certain pieces you need to be looking out for. For example, modern slavery risks, making sure that your supplier is compliant, maybe carrying out the correct training, ensuring that your suppliers are carrying out GDPR training, for example, with their employees. And that leads on to kind of the third big solution, which is the GDPR suite. And this is in essence 5 different workflows with best practice. These are based on the different regulators in the GDPR world. In England, for example, that would be the ICO. Gift and hospitality is another big one. So obviously Christmas is just past us, but before we know it, we'll be back in November, December time, and recording those gifts and hospitalities that you're either receiving or giving as an organization can all be done inside the Omnitrack workflows. And finally, we have a legal compliance suite, which is specifically intended to support law firms and kind of SRA regulated firms to stay compliant.
Great. Those are all critical compliance processes, and it's good to know that Omnitrack has us covered. For those listening in who are not familiar with the system and want to hear more, just pop Omnitrack into the chat now, and Ruth and her team will be in touch. Ruth, today, obviously, we've been focusing on our e-learning products on this webinar, but does Omnitrack have any connection to this?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Another yes answer. I knew we'd get one from you.
I wouldn't be here if it didn't, right? Yeah, so basically, Omnitrack 100% complements the e-learning course library, kind of from a compliance perspective, really to collect data from employees, kind of compliance data from employees at the same time that they're actually completing e-learning courses is brilliant, because it means that you can, in essence, kill two birds with one stone. And that's, in essence, where a lot of our clients are actually utilizing Omnitrack and kind of releasing various compliance workflows at the same time as the course is being sent out within their organization. Another way that we support this is we have JIT learning inside the workflows. JIT stands for just in time. And the idea being that if you've completed an Omnitrack course, then either you're going in and straight away completing an Omnitrack workflow, that's great. You can see kind of the references that you've just seen in the course. But also, for example, if you're completing a course, then maybe 6 months down the line, you realize you've got a potential GDPR breach and you need to go in and report that. In the GDPR workflow inside of Omnitrack, you'll be able to see kind of screenshots from the GDPR courses and then kind of refresh your memory as to what it is you need to be reporting. So without a doubt, there is a big connection between the kind of e-learning library and Omnitrack. And examples of the types of courses that kind of are collected together with kind of the Omnitrack workflows are AML, bribery, which was the Given Hospitality Register, GDPR breaches register, and kind of modern slavery, which connects to our supplier onboarding.
Oh, that's so great to hear that it just fits in so well to the VinciWorks landscape and works so well with everything else that we have. But what about other systems that clients have got? Is it going to integrate with other systems like CRMs, HR systems?
Yes, a broken record here, Lee, but the answer again is yes. Yes,
Our favorite answer.
Yeah, the aim of Omnitrack is really to make the data flow exercise as seamless as possible. So at a minimum, we would recommend to our clients to integrate Omnitrack with their HR systems, to obviously ensure that their current employees are able to kind of access the system. But we also have a fully documented and extremely intuitive API to accommodate this and really allow you to integrate with a whole range of other systems, whether that's a CRM, as you mentioned, or different internal systems, billing systems, etc., that you might be using. We also, I should mention, have some native integrations which are built into Omnitrack. For example, with the anti-money laundering or the supplier onboarding example there, we can connect with kind of third-party KYC, know your client checkers such as WorldCheck, Third Fort, and Credas. So we're kind of covering all avenues there.
Sounds good. And a final question from me. I know that Omnitrack has an exciting journey planned for this year. What are you and the team working on at the moment?
Yes, exciting, as I say, an understatement. Yeah, we've actually just released an enhanced scoring capability inside of the workflows to really ensure that you can kind of make it much easier on your compliance team to have scoring, so different answers. If they might be a riskier answer to a workflow or a questionnaire that's being completed, we can kind of allocate a higher score there, lower score there, depending on the needs of each organization. Again, this is fully customizable, and really the idea is to really help the compliance teams to decide when something poses a risk to the business or not. And right now we're deep into a project of actually revamping the reporting capabilities inside of Omnitrack. And that idea is that you've got lots of data that is coming into the Omnitrack system, and while gathering that data is an excellent exercise, if you don't do anything with that data, then what's the point in you collecting the data in the first place? So what we're doing is we're making massive changes to our reporting approach and really giving you the gold standard there from reporting, so that you can see the findings from the data that's come in and make sure that you're making the relevant changes within your organization. And then later on in the year, we'll be doing some more work around the automations inside the system. And yeah, it's a really, really exciting time for us at the moment for the Omnitrack team.
Sounds fabulous. And really, I'm so excited to see the product enhancements that are coming.